are you? Sharon Narod, who is also a very significant volunteer and a former candidate as well, is the very first paid member of the 10th Congressional District Democrats.
All right.
Hi. I don't know particularly why Lauren asked me to speak, although it's really nice to see all of you. I was just thinking, first of all, it's really apparent that all the best candidates are not always those who wind up in office, obviously. And it's only equal to the satisfaction that you have when you do see whom you believe to be the best candidate win the race. But there is nothing like supporting a candidate. I think doing that is probably on par with running for office, and I can say that having run for office. The only other thing I would say is that I just returned from China, and there is sharp relief between the freedoms that they have there, or the lack of freedoms they have there, and the freedoms that we enjoy here, in that any one of the people in this room can choose to run for office, to support a candidate, to speak their mind. And the few people that you have to continue doing that, to exercise that freedom. That's why I joined 10th Dems. So that's really all I have to say.
Marla Sun has served in many capacities within the 10th Congressional District Democrats, including the volunteer coordinator. Where is Marla?
I'm coming.
Okay.
I'll trade it.
Wow. Excellent.
I gave Lauren money, she gave me the microphone. I think she made out better. I had a drink of wine, and I never drink, so if I sound kind of disjointed, you'll know why. I think it was Vince Lombardi who said, winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. Was that him? Well, he was wrong. It's not the only thing. I'm part of a group called the Vernon Democrats for Change. We were created to try to bring democratic leadership to township government in the Buffalo Grove, Riverwoods, Vernon Hills, Long Grove, and Lincolnshire area. We formed a slate of 8 well-qualified candidates, if I do say so myself, and we worked very hard to try to unseat a team who was running the township for the last 32 years, which was a difficult task. The outcome? Well, we won 1 seat out of 8. We've spent plenty of time analyzing what went wrong, what went right, what could have been done differently. And after the disappointment passed, we thought about what we had accomplished. So here it is. We created an identification for our group. Now, hopefully, some more people in Vernon Township know that there's a Democratic group in their midst, and maybe in 4 years we'll be able to win additional positions. We may not be in elected positions, but we don't have to stop there. We can use our new brand name to do grassroots work for the community. Whether it's pushing for more and better social services, better use of reserves, we can do it from our seat in the bleachers and still have an impact. We've learned quite a bit about campaigning, which is a lot different when you're the ones on the front lines trying to strategize and looking for money and support. And we can carry that knowledge forward if we decide individually or together to run for office again, work for other candidates behind the scenes, or participate in issue-oriented programs. So as opposed to having dampened spirits, we are still an optimistic team who will work in whatever way we can to promote progressive values in government at the local level. Thank you very much.
And made a tremendous difference, which will show in the future. Karen McCormick, who has been very active with the 10th Congressional and is
I talk a little bit about why I ran. And I never would have done it without Temp Dems. I got involved with Temp Dems maybe 4 years ago. And if somebody had asked me, do you want to run for trustee 4 years ago, I would have laughed in their face. There is just no way. So I worked with them as a volunteer in many capacities. My work with volunteers really helped me a lot in my campaign. I learned a lot about how to call strangers and ask them to do things, and a lot of that related to campaigning, where you're knocking on doors of strangers and asking them to vote for you. A lot of it transferred. Another thing that really transferred was the fundraising. I worked with Lauren for years on fundraising, and I was actually very comfortable with it. So I learned from Lauren that there are absolutely no limits. You ask every person you went to nursery school with, up until your neighbor from 10 years ago, to every person on the PTO, to all your doctors, and you spread a really wide net, and you are just amazed at how many people come out to support you. So I really, really learned a lot from Temp Dems and Lauren on fundraising, and that was a huge help for me. So, and there were also so many people in Temp Dems that supported me. I mean, I had people out canvassing with me that did not live in the area. If people didn't canvass, they donated. I had tons of moral support. I mean, it was just absolutely amazing. And I never could have done it without Temp Dems. And in fact, one of my first jobs with Temp Dems was as the liaison between Temp Dems and the Northfield Township Democrats. And if I hadn't done that, they never would have gotten to know me, and they never would have thought that I could be a viable candidate. So, I mean, it's all related. All of these groups work together, all the people work together, and it was just an amazing experience, and I never could have done it without the volunteer experience that I had with Temp Dems and all the Democratic organizations.
The candidates couldn't be here. Ellie Sylvan, are you here?
Yes, I am. She is. I saw her.
There's a township meeting tonight. Unfortunately, we couldn't accommodate everything. Is it? Oh, it's over. Okay.
Okay. And again, Ellie Silver with West Deerfield, and I was here on behalf of the West Deerfield Democratic team. We had a great team of people, 7 people. We won 6 out of 7 positions, so it was a pleasure. And my role here tonight is as a volunteer to talk about the importance of the Temp Dems to our campaign effort. It was just invaluable. We certainly had a group of very talented and dedicated individuals, but we also benefited tremendously from the expertise of many individuals in the Temp Dems organization. In helping to hone in on the message and clarify the message and figure out just the right, how to boil down all the things into the essentials, to package that message and communicate it graphically as well as verbally, and then also just to figure out how to target the right individuals to convey the message to. So we were able to take advantage of Stan Lester's experience with the database to extract the people we wanted, and graphic individuals to help present it so it was most appealing, and of course Lauren Beth's experience with the political direction. So all in all, it was a wonderful experience for everyone involved. There may be some other people coming as well later, but it was a good experience, a very positive experience. And I say this for, I'm sure I convey the same message that some of the other township teams had with the Temp Dems. Encourage anyone else who is considering a run for office to take advantage of the expertise that's right here in this room and throughout the organization. So a big thank you.
Thank you very much, Ellie. And thank you, Ellie, for everything you've done for so many Democrats over the last many, many years. At this point, I'd like to introduce